Do you guys remember in the year 2000 when WWF was firing on all cylinders, arguably their best year creatively, best pay-per-views, but their worst show was WrestleMania? WrestleMania 2000, almost every single match was a multi-man affair. Whether it was a triple threat match, whether it was a battle royal, whether it was a fatal four-way for the championship of McMahon in every corner, whether it was a tag team match when it should have been a blow-off between Kane and X-Pac. And the only singles match had a special guest referee, and it was the women's match, which isn't a bad thing, but it still sucked. Well, now here we are in the year of our Lord 2024, and WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania XL is upon us. And this is a year where actually you could sell me on the idea that every match could be a multi-man match. So with all that being said, we're going to look at how the card could feasibly look if we made every match multi-man, multi-woman, and that's saying, you know, triple threat matches, fatal four-ways, tag team matches, and beyond. So let's get into it. But before we get into it, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment down below how excited you are for WrestleMania 40, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,900 subscribers, and I would love to see us hit that before WrestleMania. So let's get on with the video. So let's start with the most recent match announced to WrestleMania, which is actually going to be a multi-man match, which is Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. I actually think that's going to be a really fire match. It's going to be really great. I would argue, though, take the LA Knight and AJ Styles match and just combine that with the triple threat match. You have a five-way title match between all of these incredible superstars, and you can have one of two routes with this. You can either have Logan Paul retain in a crazy scramble of match, or you can finally give LA Knight his crowning moment and make him the U.S. champ. I think we're saving LA Knight being the one to dethrone Logan Paul down the road, and I'm okay with that. And if not, I've got some thoughts about that, but that's a way that we could take LA Knight and AJ Styles, which isn't really easy to make into a multi-man match outside of their feud. So take that story, combine it with all these other guys that they have history with. There you go. Next up, a match I actually wouldn't change, which is the 6-team ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And you have the Judgment Day in there right now. I think you have New Catch Republic. I can't remember who else is in there, but obviously you get all these teams. You might get a surprise team in there. I've heard the Hardy Boys are trying to get out of their AEW contract. How weird would that be to have them 7 years after returning with the surprise return in a tag team ladder match to do that again? That'd be kind of crazy. But I think you don't change this match at all. I think that it is perfectly positioned for what we're trying to do in this video, and also a match that I'm really hyped for and I can't wait to see. Now for the WWE Women's Championship, right now you have Bayley and Io, and that's a really hard one to book. I think the way you get away with it is that you take, it doesn't seem like you're going to do anything with Jade Cargill, and surprisingly nothing really with Bianca Belair, so I think you throw Bianca into that and make it a triple threat match. She makes the most sense, especially because Charlotte's out. So that's really easy, and the story is already there. It's already built in, like Bayley leaving Damage Control and making her kind of uneasy alliance with Bianca is really great storytelling. I think one that people can really get behind, and it also gives you some uncertainty of, like, can Bayley pull it off? Because Bianca is this overpowered, incredible superstar that everybody loves and everybody loves to see win. But then I think you start to get a little bit of a heel turn from her. So now we've kind of had Bayley and Bianca over a period of time shift their roles in the WWE on SmackDown. And now we can see kind of how that dynamic plays out. I think you saw Bayley win. And then Io can run off and do something else. And then maybe the story is a face Bayley versus a heel Bianca. But I think that's how you make that match a multi-person. Kind of sticking with the women's side of things, the Women's World Championship. I think you could do one of two things on this. I think there's a fatal four-way aspect where you throw Nia Jax into this. But I also want to see a triple threat for this. And I want to see Rhea defend her title against Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. And Liv should be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley. The story is there. It's been, whether intentionally or unintentionally, it's been like built up over the last few years, and I think you could already see that everybody wants Liv. It's very much like, we want Cody, we want Liv, and she's going on this revenge tour, so it's perfectly already written. for the story to play out in this direction. And I think she's got a lot to offer in that role of being the person to dethrone Rhea, and what a monster push that would put her on. And then eventually we can see Rhea and Liv one-on-one, maybe at SummerSlam, maybe Liv and Becky again. So I think it would be a really great way to kind of tell the story in a way that everybody's going to get really invested, because I think right now Becky versus Rhea doesn't have as much oomph behind it as the WWE would like. But then if you want to create even more drama to it, throw Nia Jax in there, make it a fatal four-way. I guess you can get away with that, but I'd like to see the triple threat. Speaking of triple threats, I'm gonna be real with you. Like this could be the year of triple threats if they really wanted to go this route, and they're not going to do that for very many of these matches. I think the triple threat we have already between Logan, Owens, and Orton is the one we're getting. But then you could also do that for the IC title belt with Gunther defending against Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. I made a video about this last week. I really feel like Chad should have been the one to go to WrestleMania to face Gunther. I love Sami. Sami's awesome. Sami's great. He's one of my current favorites. But the story is not built for Sami. Sami, and I'll talk about this later, Sami should have been in a different match. And this match really should have been Gunther versus Chad from the get-go. But this is the whole concept of this is multi-man. So I say throw Chad into the IC title match, make it a triple threat, and then have Chad beat Sami. Gunther doesn't get pinned, and you can move him up into the main event scene. And now Sami can kind of see that the crowd has turned on him a little bit, become kind of a tweener, and I think that gives him a little bit more life into his character, kind of revitalizes his career, because I feel like it's stagnated a little bit ever since going out, becoming number 30 in the Royal Rumble. Like, something's missing with Sami lately, and maybe this whole IC title program with Gunther will revitalize that, but in the event that it doesn't, that's a great direction to take it. So that'd be my recommendation for the IC belt. Okay, real quick, we are going to go shift over to the Bloodline storyline for just 1 second. Talk about the night one main event, which I think you don't need to change at all, right? It's Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins versus Roman Reigns and The Rock. That's all you need. That's a huge, possibly the biggest tag team match in the history of WWE. And I think you don't have to do anything with it. It's great. I think the stakes are appropriate. And I think Rock and Roman win because I think it tells a better story with drama in the main event the next night, which we'll get to in a minute. But I think that match is perfectly booked. I think if anything, you expand it out a little bit, maybe add one person on either side a little bit more. But tag team match-wise, I think we're solid. And I can't wait to see that match, honestly. I'm more excited for that than maybe I am for Roman and Cody. Even though I'm a Cody fanboy, I'll admit it. I'm a Cody crybaby or whatever The Rock was to say. Rock's my favorite wrestler of all time. Cody's my current favorite. So I'm excited to see them get in the ring together and duke it out. Like, that's my dream come true, and I can't wait for that match. Stay with Bloodline for just 1 second. Jimmy versus Jay, a recently announced match. This one's super easy. Throw Solo in, make it a triple threat. Kick Jimmy out of the Bloodline. Solo is the enforcer. Jimmy is kind of this lone wolf, or no yeet, or whatever. Or kick Solo out. Jimmy betrays Solo. Roman and Rock say, hey, Solo, we don't need you anymore. You kind of freak us out with your abilities and the fact that you took out John Cena and kind of finished him off for good. And we don't want you in our presence because you intimidate us, quite frankly. So I think we have a triple threat with all the brothers. And I mean, have whoever you want to win. I think the wild card of Jimmy winning sounds kind of fun. I would want Jay to win, probably, because he's just been having a great singles career. But Solo is also young and up and coming, and he can conceivably beat anybody at any time. So the triple threat brother match, I think, is where I would pivot to, although I am totally fine with it being twin versus twin, because this is what they've wanted for their entire life. And I think that's their dream, and I really support that. I think the match is going to be awesome. We want to make it a little bit more fun. Throw in Solo. For the World Heavyweight Championship match, it's really simple. Seth versus Drew versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is on this quest to get gold. He has had a beef with Drew McIntyre. This is the easiest one. Insert him in, and it's clear as day. Have Sami take the pin from Drew. Have Seth take some time off. Drew's the new world champ, and you can have them beef with each other over the world title while Seth heals up. No brainer there, and that's really the route that Sami should have gone with the WWE coming into WrestleMania. That's what the story's been telling us for the last few months. Fortunately, that's not going to be the case. And then the main event of WrestleMania, Roman Reigns defending the WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes. It's clear as day. Just throw The Rock in there. Make it a triple threat. They were building to The Rock versus Roman. Then it was Cody wants Rock. And obviously we're going to have Roman versus Cody. Just have all three of them go at it. And then, heck, if you want to protect Roman, just have Rock take the pin from Cody. Or you can have Rock take the pin from Roman and just have him be the buffer, and neither one has to lose any ground. But I think that would have been a fun match. I'm really glad we're getting a singles match, but that's a really easy way to build a little bit more star power into this, and you can give Cody his moment. He can finally finish the story and protect Roman, or you can protect Roman and let him retain the title without Cody having to eat another pinfall at the end of WrestleMania. So there you go, guys. Those are my ways to make all of the matches currently booked for WrestleMania 40 into multi-man or multi-woman or multi-person team matches, whatever you want to call it. Make sure, like I said before, like this video, comment down below how excited you are for WrestleMania, and I will see you very soon.